Oh, hey, good to see you there. Thanks for tuning in to Those Ones Loyal. Today we're going to be doing 1750 of Space Wolves versus Death Guard, Dawn of War deployment, and the Vital Intelligence mission. So let's go to the armies. So this is 1750 of Space Wolves. I'm going to be running a battalion, and we're going to take you down the list unit by unit. So we'll start with the HQs. All right, so for the two HQs, the Warlord is going to be an Iron Priest on a Thunderwolf with a Tempest Hammer, and he's going to have the Saga of the Wolfkin Warlord trait. And then the model to his right is going to be a proxy of Njaal's Storm. I think that's how you say it. It's like Njall Stormcaller. Yeah. So, and he's we're just going to be using his rules for him today. For the troop selection, there's 3 identical units of Grey Hunters. They all have chain swords, and then 1 in each has a plasma gun. And the elites slots, we have 1 unit of 5 Wolfen with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, and then a Sakaran Relic Battle Tank with Las Cannon Sponsons. In the heavy support spots, we got a Leviathan Dreadnought with Gravflux Bombard and a Storm Cannon Array. And then a unit of Longfangs. There's 5 Las Cannons, and this guy in the front with the Heavy Bolter, we're going to proxy as the pack leader just because I'm still modeling the Heresy models. In the fast attack spot, we got 2 units of land speeders with the Typhoon missile launchers and heavy bolters. And the last thing is a Razorback with twin las cannons. And I think the character and squad of Grey Hunters is going to be riding in this. Obviously, this is not a competitive list. I just kind of wanted to bring some leftover stuff from 7th edition that I had painted. Like land speeders that nobody takes. So yeah, I think it'll still be fun though, because with the points drop, they're like 98 points apiece with the missile launchers. So let's go to the Death Guard and see what I'm up against.
All right, here's 1750 of Death Guard, and mostly knights. Just kind of like a lot of bodies protecting some dudes that are going to be swinging big axes with multiple damage and trying out these new armigers, renegade armigers that got converted, and we'll see how they do. I think that there's probably going to be a lot of Thunderhammers coming for these guys, so we'll see how long they last. So for the HQs, I've got Typhus and a Demon Prince. Demon Prince is going to have the Hellforged Sword and Wings. He'll have Miasma of Pestilence for the Psychic Power, and for Typhus, he'll have Putrescent Vitality and Blades of Putrefaction. And for the troop choices, I'll have 2 units of 14 Poxwalkers and 5 Plague Marines. All 3 of them with bolters, 1 at the champion with just a Plague Knife, and then 2 Blight Launchers. For the elite choices, I'll have a Foul Blight Spawn and the Biologist Putrefier, which is always a mouthful to say. And for the 3rd elite choice, I'm going to be proxying these guys as Death Shroud Terminators. I know their bases are a little bigger, but that's, I mean, Lords of Contagion are kind of useless, so we're just going to use them for that. Then I'll have a knight with double Avenger Gatling cannons and double flamers, and a heavy stubber and the Iron Storm missile pod up on top. And over here we have the 2 armigers with thermal spears, Reaper chain cleaver, and melta guns.
All right, so this is the deployment. We're doing a Dawn of War deployment. So this is the Space Wolves. I got a land speeder and some Grey Hunters over here on this objective. The Iron Priest on the Thunderwolf and the Leviathan are behind this like watchtower thing. The Wolfen are sitting here on this mound of dirt, rock, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the hill. The Long Fangs are perched on top of this like sentry post. The land speeders behind them. It's just pretty much completely obscured. Grey Hunters are over here on this objective. A unit of Grey Hunters and Njall are in this Razorback, and then the Sakaran is all the way over here, staring down this big blob of Poxwalkers and Plague Marines and Demon Princes and Armigers and all sorts of other shit that I hate. Ryan bubble wrapped his knight with these Poxwalkers, and this is your HQ, right? Your Warlord?
No, that's Foul Blight Spawn.
Okay, Foul Blight Spawn with the Renegade Knight.
Yeah, the Renegade Knight is the Warlord.
Oh, great. And then another Armiger here. So we're doing Vital Intelligence, which is basically, there's 5 objective markers, and each turn we roll a dice. And on a 6, they're all active, which means they all count for 2. And then if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number is rolled, that objective counts for 2 victory points instead of 1. In addition to First Strike, Slay of the Warlord, Line Breaker.
First Strike is different than First Blood too.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It's a chapter approved mission.
Yeah, we're still getting used to the chapter approvals. So if we mess anything up, please leave us a comment. We'll definitely read it.
Cream our asses.
So yeah, so I decided to deploy first, and so that means Ryan now has a chance to seize. So let's see what you get.
Let's see what I get. Oh,
4, no. All right, so we will come back to you in Those Once Loyal fashion after Space Wolf movement, turn 1. All right, so this is the roll-off to see what objective is going to be the active one. So we got 2, which is right over there.
Oh,
great news for me. All right.
Very good news for me too.
All right, since it's early in the game and not a ton is happening right now, we're just going to combine Space Wolves turn 1 into just one little short clip. So this flank over here, this Karen, Razorback, Land Speeder, and Longfangs opened up across the battlefield over here into the Armiger and blew it up. Yeah, it's gone.
Where'd it go?
Just disappeared. And took out a couple Poxwalkers as well. And over on this side, the Wolfen advanced up, as did the Iron Priest and the Leviathan. And the Leviathan is just barely able to see the Knight over there. And the Storm Cannon Array was in range, so I think I took, what, 2 wounds? 4 wounds off?
4 wounds off.
Yeah, 4 wounds off of him. And then that was pretty much it. Just stayed put on this objective right here, number 4, and over here on this one, number 3. So I'll get 2 points, which is nice. Oh, and a First Strike for the Armiger.
Okay.
So this is going to be pretty good, pretty fair. Nothing crazy going on yet, but I'm getting pretty close with the Wolfen to his Knight, which is really what I want to do. Really want to see how that goes down. So we'll come back to you after Death Guard turn 1.
Okay, so end of Death Guard turn 1 movement. My Armiger just kind of came around this corner over here. The Poxwalkers moved and advanced over here and kind of just formed a little blossom. My Fell Blightspawn moved up just behind them, just out of 3, so if they get charged and nuked by the Wolfen over there, I can't get consolidated into. And the Knight kind of just scooted sideways, so you could see this whole mess of stuff that's wanting to kill him right now. Over here, Plague Marines just like kind of scooted up to get this objective. This guy came in behind him. The Demon Prince came up right next to these Poxwalkers, and they moved in advanced. And the Demon Prince successfully manifested a 3 damage smite onto the Razorback.
Smoked.
We'll come back to you at the end of Death Guard shooting. End of Death Guard shooting and end of Death Guard turn. So over here, the Knight completely unloaded into the Wolfen with all the storm shields, and looky there, they're all gone. It took literally every single shot and then him failing a morale test. So it was really close, but I'm glad that I got them all in there, because if there was like 3 of those dudes left, they would have totally got into this Knight and wiped them out completely. So the only thing in my army that's got objectives is over here with this Armiger, and over here, and this is the vital one, so it's worth 2 points. And I get First Strike, and Wes gets First Strike, so I'm up just by 1 point at this point. And this is going to be the vital objective.
4.
Which is
over here.
Over here.
Cool. All right, so Space Wolves turn 2 movements done. I got Njal or Jal, however you want to say it, Rune Priest character out of the Razorback with his Grey Hunter retinue, and they moved up. Mainly just because I want to take out these Poxwalkers and get to the Demon Prince and try to then kill the rest of everything over here. And this is pretty much my entire flank's worth of shooting. There's a Karen, Razorback, Land Speeder, these bolt guns, plus 5 las cannons. So I think I can do it. And over here, the Leviathan moved up to get in range with the Graflux Bombard of the Knight. And the Iron Priest just kind of rolled with him. The Land Speeder moved up over here just to help contest this objective. So now, since the Wolfen are gone and neither of us have any crazy combat stuff, it's kind of going to be a shooting game. So let's see what happens this turn. We'll get back to you from after Psychic and shooting. All right, so Space Wolves turn 2 is wrapped up, and it was a very good turn for me. Over here, just the entire flank, this Karen, Razorback, Land Speeders, this unit of Grey Hunters, and this unit of Grey Hunters, pretty much wiped out the Poxwalkers, the Demon Prince, and took a Plague Marine out, which I'm very happy with. So, and the Long Fangs up atop this little lookout, we're just in range of the Arminger that's no longer there. They took it down to, I think, 4 wounds, and then the Leviathan kind of finished it off. So I'm in a pretty good spot, but this is turn 2 for Death Guard, and this is normally where Typhus comes down and puts the hammer on me. And the Knight still has 20 wounds, so that's definitely going to be something I have to take care of. This right here, 4, is the objective marker that is worth 2. And so I'm assuming Ryan is going to try to put Typhus somewhere around here, which will be perfect for a 6-inch heroic intervention from my Warlord. So we'll see. This is Death Guard turn 2.
Turn 2 movement for Death Guard. The Knight just kind of scooted around this wall to claim that objective. The Poxwalkers just moved up. The Foul Blight Spawn moved up over here to be in flame range for the Leviathan. These Plague Marines just came up into a cover and still have that terrain or that still have objective, I mean. And the Putrefier dude just kind of cowered over here in the corner. I feel like I'm not probably going to get that crazy grenade combo off, so he's about useless, but maybe I can hold an objective with him or something over here. And then right in front of this massive stuff over here, the Deathshroud Terminators and Typhus came in. So now I have psychic abilities, so we'll come back to you after I get my psychic abilities off. End of the Death Guard psychic phase. Typhus manifested Putrescent Vitality onto the Deathshroud Terminators, so they're +1 strength and toughness, and then did a super smite onto the Long Fangs and rolled a 6 on the d6 and took them all out. Smote them. All right, turn 2, shooting for the Death Guard. The Foul Blight Spawn whiffed horribly and only got 2 shots and rolled a 4 for strength and didn't do a single wound onto the Leviathan. The Knight unloaded 1 Avenger Gatling cannon into the Leviathan and took off 3 wounds, or 4 wounds, but then he healed another wound because of the guy behind him, which we just added onto it, so 3 wounds. And then the Missile Pod and the Heavy Stubber and 1 other side of the Gatling cannons unloaded onto the Grey Hunter, or the Land Speeder and the Grey Hunters, and took out the Land Speeder and only killed 2 Grey Hunters. So, and oh yeah, and over here the Plague Marines took out a single Grey Hunter? Single Grey Hunter. So that is shooting, and we'll come back to you after the charge phase over here. And the charge phase was an immense failure over here. So we'll come back to you after movement for the Space Wolves in turn 3. And at the end of that round, I grabbed 3 objectives, 1, 2, and 3 over here. And Wes has the priority one over there in the corner, so that's worth 2, and then 1 over there, so he has 3 as well. That brings me to 7 and Wes to 6. So I'm only in a 1-point lead at this point, and he's still got a lot of stuff that he can take me out with. So we'll come back to you after we find out what the priority objective is at the beginning of the round.
And it's going to be 5, which is right in the center here. Cool. So that's bad for me since Ryan's already up 2.
Only up 1, actually. 6 to 7, right?
Oh yeah, so you're up 1 already.
Mm-hmm. You could easily shoot these guys off this objective. And
yeah, tactically I'm thinking I definitely want to get rid of these Terminators in the middle here. And I don't know if I want to kill Poxwalkers or the Knight, so we'll see. We'll come back to you after movement for Space Wolves. Alright, so Space Wolves Psychic Phase. The movement, let's kind of stretch these Grey Hunters out back here. In case they get charged, they hopefully won't get all wiped out. The Leviathan on the other side of the battlefield moved up with the Iron Priest. I was going to go after the Poxwalkers, but this is the Space Wolves army, and I want to at least get into close combat once.
That's what's up.
So we're going to, maybe it'll lose me the game, maybe it won't, maybe it'll be really sweet, and I beat a Knight to death with a Thunderhammer. And then Nijal here has taken 1 of the Death Shroud Terminators out with a Smite. He's been smoted. And then he got Fury of the Wolf Spirits out on himself, which is what this dice is representing since they don't have the cards. So, shooting phase coming up. Alright, so Space Wolves turn 3 shooting. The Leviathan, with help from the Iron Priest and these Grey Hunters, brought this Knight down to 8 wounds. It had 20. So now it's down to 8.
6 wounds, sorry.
6 wounds. Okay, he had 20, now he's down to 6. Which is great, because I'm planning on charging it over here and hopefully finishing the job. And then on this flank, this theater, these Grey Hunters and Njal or whatever. And, well, pretty much everybody back here. These Grey Hunters, this Landspeeder, this Karen, the Razorback, took care of the Death Rod Terminators and took a Plague Marine out from over there. So I'm going to see if I can get some charges off and do some cool Space Wolf Viking close combat shit. Alright, Leviathan's made his charge in, but now Ryan's doing some Overwatch here. Could be kind of, yeah, it's like 24 dice being rolled, so this is going to be a little... See a few 6s.
It's all hits.
Cool.
And then winning you on 5s. 3 wounds, 8 minus 2.
Ooh, so the 4-up. Makes 2.
Yep.
Alright. That's 2 wounds, right?
2 down, yeah. And then, so it's down to 10.
Down to 10.
Missile pile. 2 shots. 6s. 1 6. Wins on a 5. That's a wound.
Cool.
Minus 1.
So 3 up. No. How many damage?
2, yeah, but it's 2 damage.
2 damage, so he's down to 8. Alright, what else we got? Flamers?
And the
some of the shit?
Flamers for 10 shots.
Cool. Great. Love it.
Winning on 5s. So that many wounds, 8 minus 1.
So 3s. So another wound, so he's down to 7, but he does get in.
Yeah, and then the
Heavy stubber or something?
Stubber, yeah. Yep.
Nothing. Okay, cool. So I just need to make it in with the Iron Priest on the Thunderwolf, and yeah, beat this dude to death with a hammer. So the Iron Priest did make it in. So I'm gonna go with the Leviathan's attacks first. 2 hits, hitting on 3s. So 1, strength 8 versus toughness 8 would be a 4, which is a 3, kind of whiffed it. So the servo arm for the Iron Priest hitting on a 2 does hit, wounds on a 4, strength 8. No. Now the Tempest Hammer.
Here we go.
Hitting on 2s because of the Space Wolf special rule. Okay, off to a great start. Wounding on 4s, but any 6s cause a mortal wound. So 5. So just 1 save.
1 AP minus 3, yeah.
Minus 3.
6 up save. Oh,
ooh,
God.
Fastest hands.
Fastest hands.
No.
Does not make it. 3 flat damage, right?
Mm-hmm. You gotta feel no pain for being the warlord.
That's right. 6 ups.
Nope. So
don't make any
3.
of them.
So it's down to 3. Not exactly what I had in mind, but it's better than nothing. So
yeah.
We'll see. This is gonna be Death Guard turn 3.
And for scoring so far, you've got...
I got 1. I got 2.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I guess he has objective security since he's a warlord, so I'm not really even contesting
yeah,
this
he
one.
still counts as 10 models.
All right, let's see what happens.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I got to fight you back, too. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, so now the Knight's swinging back. We rolled for the actual like wolf itself attacks off screen, and it didn't do anything. So here comes the Stomp.
Hit on 5s now. So we got just 3.
3, cool. And this is going to the Iron Priest, so he's got a 4-up invul.
Wounding on 2s, right? Toughness 5,
toughness
right?
5 because of the wolf.
5, so 3s.
Okay,
2
so
wounds.
2,
AP minus
2,
2.
4-ups.
Failed them both.
He didn't do anything.
2 damage apiece.
Okay, so he's I think got
alive.
1 wound left, so kind of a not so great turn for me.
Movement for the Death Guard and this Knight. The Knight just fell back just a little bit out of combat, so he can still shoot. My Foul Blight Spawn just kind of stuck around here because he's within flame range of that guy. The Poxwalkers just kind of moved into this building, so if I take some casualties over here, I can just keep these guys in cover. These guys still over here. Typhus just scooted up his meager 4 and failed to get Smite off, but got Putrescent Vitality onto himself, so he's +1 strength and toughness. And that is about it. So we'll come back to you after Death Guard shooting phase. End of the Death Guard shooting was absolutely pathetic. Did I take 1 wound off of the Leviathan?
No.
No, didn't take a single wound off of him. Double Avenger Gatling cans hitting on 5s. Did not take a single wound off this Leviathan. And then the rest of the weapons went over to the Grey Hunters and completely whiffed. So he's just a big bookend at this point, essentially. It's kind of cool looking, I guess. But end of my charge phase, we kind of talked through it. Like, if I had fallen back out of 7, he wouldn't be able to heroically intervene me, but then he would just shoot me the next turn to death anyway. So he's only got 3 wounds left. So I left him there, and he heroically intervened his Rune Priest in, or Wolf Priest. Iron Priest. I don't know.
Let's get the vernacular right.
Dude that is a Tech Marine on a wolf is really what he's going to be called this time.
Yeah.
So he heroically intervened in. I'm fighting last regardless because he's got the Armor of Russ, and I figured it'd be a more exciting conclusion than just getting shot to death. So we'll come back to you after that. And additionally, Typhus made a 9-inch charge over here into these Grey Hunters. So we'll come back to you after the conclusion of me fighting over here and then my knight getting blown apart. Here we have the knight. This is the most exciting one, so we'll film this one.
So we'll go the wolf attacks first, hitting on 2s. They all hit, wounding on 5s. So that's 2.
2 wounds. AP
-1.
-1. Fails 1. 6 up.
No, so he's down to 2 wounds.
Takes 2 wounds.
The servo arm hits on a 2, wounds
Hits.
on a 4. No. And then here's the Tempest Hammer, hits on a 2. They're all good.
Mm-hmm.
And they wound on a 4. 6s cause mortal wounds. So 1.
Holy
3
shit.
damage. So that means you get 3. You have the 1 6 up, right?
Yeah.
First? Okay. Oh,
holy shit! Oh
right.
my god. Okay.
So now you're gonna stomp me back.
Now we stomp.
How many dice do you need?
I need 12. So it's gonna be 12 attacks.
6.
I cannot fucking believe this. This is ridiculous. Well, also, additionally, Typhus just went over there and made it like an attack onto the Grey Hunters, so this is my retribution. So 12 attacks. All going into the Iron Priest. All going to the Iron Priest and hitting on 5s. Oh, that's good. And then wounding you on 3s. Yep. 2 wounds. AP -2.
2 4-up invulns all day. No.
Oh, so and that kills him.
Let's slay the Warlord as well.
What the fuck? You can't make that shit up, and I'm really glad we filmed that because like I don't even know how we would have explained that. So
yeah, he's earned his saga.
Yes,
he goes to the halls of his fathers.
Yes, that's god damn it. Okay, so we will tally up now. So the Plague Marines over here still have this objective. The Poxwalkers have this one, which is worth 2, and the Warlord, which is my knight, counts as 10, and he's got that objective. Or does he have that objective? Very important detail. So I was in the fight phase technically, and this is my Warlord. So at the end of the fight phase, after I cleared that out, I consolidated into this Leviathan, and actually did get this objective. So
12 to 8.
Yes, so it's 12 to 8 now. And also the Leviathan fought and did nothing. So we'll come back to you after turn 4
The Space Wolves.
for the Space Wolves.
For us. Space Wolves turn 4. We're bringing it back from downtown. Let's go. This entire area over here just moved up with the goal in mind. Hopefully I can do it next turn of just clearing this area and claiming that objective. We rolled for which was priority, and we got a 3, which our old boy Typhus is on.
Oh boy.
So this is going to be hopefully a bloody little affair, and I can just get him to go.
Yes. Bye-bye. And it should be noted that in the psychic phase, he took 3 wounds, did make a single disgusting resilience.
Yeah, living lightning. And then over here, obviously, nothing has happened. So maybe I can, like, kick this
me in the
knight
face.
to death,
Yeah,
or
it's 2
jab
wounds.
you with a gun.
It's 2 wounds, man. It's bound to happen.
So, yeah, we'll get back to you guys after the fight phase for Space Wolves. So, Space Wolves turn 4, combat. The Knight and Leviathan both exchange a wound apiece, so the Knight's down to 1, Leviathan has 5.
So ridiculous.
Over here, nothing really happened to Typhus, but the idea of charging him wasn't really even necessarily to kill him. I just wanted to get
That
more
objective.
bodies, than him. He did take Nijal down to 2 wounds from the scythe, but I'll still claim the 2 points there. And I have this objective over here. So, I'm at 3 points right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what Ryan does in his turn.
Cool. So Death Guard, movement, and psychic. We're gonna mesh them both together. These Poxwagger stood still. Foul Blight's on stood still. The Knight just backed out of combat so he could shoot. And these Plague Marines just got in range to throw some grenades over here. Maybe do some damage onto this Razorback, which has been completely untouched the entire game.
Oh no, he's down to 7 wounds.
Down to 7 wounds. Okay, yeah. Maybe I could do something to him. And Typhus just stood still. He got off Stress of Vitality onto himself and did a smite onto one of the Grey Hunter units. And his aura for the... he gets like a 4-up, does mortal wounds if you're in close combat with him at the beginning of the turn. So took out 2 Grey Hunters from that too. So as that, and we'll come back to you after shooting phase for Death Guard on turn 4. To start off the shooting phase, my Foul Blight spawn sprayed this guy and blew him up. Killed the Leviathan, which I was very surprised by actually, because he's been whiffing the entire game. The Knight unloaded everything into them and actually only killed like 2 of them, which is kind of funny because he's sitting on 5s now. The Missile Pod, I should have did this completely backwards. I should have done Missile Pod into them and then everything else into them as well, but I did the Missile Pod over here into the Razorback getting greedy. So that was a little bit of my mistake, but he still gets the point for that. I've got the point over there and one over here, and this one's still because the Biologist Putrefier. In the shooting phase, he threw in grenades. One of these guys threw one of their hyper grenades and took this guy down to 5 wounds. Fight phase was a wash, nothing happened. And then over here, Typhus did some work, honestly. He did 4 attacks. There was a unit over here with 2. There was a single unit with the Grey Hunter, and then the Psyker. I split 2 into this unit, 1 over there and 1 over there. Since he's got Chest of Vitality, he has Strength +3 +4, so on the scythe. So he was winning everything on 2s, reroll on 1s, and took them all out, which is awesome because he's standing on the objective that's worth 2 points this turn. So that's almost it, but we're going to see if the Space Wolves can bring it back, because there's still a lot of shit over here I can still do work on what is left of my very meager army. So we will come back to you at the end of Space Wolves movement.
Okay, so we're wrapping up Space Wolves turn 5. We tallied it up at the end of turn 4, and Ryan had 17 to like 9, my 9. So obviously we're just kind of playing this out for the fun of it. So over here is Karen. Landspeeder came in, killed Typhus, and was within 3 of the objectives. So I'll claim 2. I made a huge tactical error this entire game and forgot that I don't actually have to be on the objective to hold it. I just have to be within 3 of it. So I moved this Grey Hunter behind this wall. So I'll get another one. So yeah, I mean, cool. We'll see what happens to Death Guard. Maybe I'll get shot off. Maybe I won't. All right, the smoke has cleared. And for Death Guard turn 5, Ryan moved this Knight up. The Missile Pod here shot over this barricade and blew up my Grey Hunter. And in the spirit of not doing any exercises in futility, we're going to call it here. It was a super good game. I think, let's see here, Ryan had 17, so the Knight is on objective 1, so that makes 18, 19, 20 to my... Well, it was 9 up 11, so 20 to 11, so pretty bitter loss for the Space Wolves. Which I think will conclude a 0 to 3 streak for me. Yeah.
Dude, at the beginning, honestly, like, that was... you killed an Armiger in, like, a one-shot, and then, like, one-shot a bunch of other stuff. I was like, uh-oh, not looking very good. That guy, Last Cannon Boy over here, put in some work, and then those Long Fangs, like, really did it.
Absolutely.
So, getting rid of them early game with that Super Smite, like, 6 damage on them, that was, like, really important. I think he could have just been sniping my Knight the entire game if I didn't take those dudes out.
Yeah, it was definitely a good game. Obviously, we're playing stuff that's not super competitive, like Land Speeders and Iron Priests. And
the 3 Knight list is like the 2 Armigers and the Knight, and like making that my Warlord's terrible. You'd never do that.
Yeah.
I think I made like 2 of those 6-up Vilnapanes for him the entire game. So it's not really worth it. I wanted to see how it was. It's a fun game. So
in conclusion, I'm actually going to retire the Space Wolves from this channel for maybe a month. I have so much to paint. Competitive stuff to paint. Long Fangs. I have a bunch of Horus Heresy models that I want to swap out. paint a Leviathan on my own. So probably the next time you see me on here, I'm going to be running my Dark Eldar list. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully next time that you see the Space Wolves, they take it home for Fenris.